I remember the first time we asked some from America to come to Congress. And one of the things which one of them said was, take your signing to a university. And you see, now we have it at Durham and Bristol. And I feel rather sure that that also has greatly helped us to come atop the shell.
Yes, I'm sure it has.
So, back to my theme, no language, no power. If a child does not grow up using sign language naturally and is struggling to acquire knowledge and information at school, then do they have that amount of knowledge that is necessary for the world? Do they know about politics? If they don't, there's no power. But if they grow up signing in the family and in school, they can learn an enormous amount and they can know about life and the world. And they have power. And that is because they have acquired it through their language. We all know that deaf people are not yet equal. And that is because of the oral tradition. Also, as a hearing adult, do we accept the views of deaf people, their problems? Oh, no, 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 no. It's hearing people who are controlling things. So there are these problems. Now, who are these people that we have to challenge? Are they teachers, hearing parents? Where is our power? We live in different countries, and in the different countries, there are governments providing different schools and different structures. We have different legislation, different educational policies, different language policies. We have different policies and legislation about human rights. So that's what I mean by the structure. But at the base of the structure is language. Without language, we cannot be equal. And it must be the language of the community. And we will have to work together in the future, in the different countries, to understand our own structure, our own legislation, and change it. And we can do this. All of us throughout the deaf world have our own language, our own culture, our own community. There are very many smaller groups. I mean, in America, there are many, many language minority groups. And they have the same problem that deaf people have. Throughout Europe, Asia, Africa, there are many, many hearing language minority groups. And they say that the language of the home is very different from the language of the majority. And people in these countries share similar experiences and problems with deaf people. And I think that in the future, we must state that we have this international right to language, our own language, all of us. This right to language, if we are deaf, is the right to sign language throughout our lives. That is our human right. If we don't have sign language, if we have no language, we have no human rights. They're interconnected.
you're probably aware, the BDA Congresses have always organised childminders so the parents can go and join the meetings and the socialising. But this conference is a little different because they've actually got some deaf people who are fully qualified and trained nursery nurses, and they're looking after the children at this Congress. So this is still part of their course and it's their work experience. So I'm going to enjoy myself now.
I see you're busy drawing. Are you part of the creche?
No, I've just come to see my son. I'm going to collect him.
Now, why do you think it's so important to have a creche?
Well, it is important. It's part of the BDA's aim for equal opportunities. And because they have a creche, it means that women can participate in the conference, they can go to meetings, socialise, and someone's looking after their children. And my branch, about 3 years ago, voted and put forward a motion to the BDA to say they must have a creche at every year at their conference. And I'm very pleased to see that they have one here at the Centenary Congress.
No, your son's here. Is he deaf?
Yes, he's deaf.
Is he mixing in all right, do you think?
Yes, I think so. He's signing well, too.
That's great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Can you tell me, what work have you been doing before you've come here to the creche? Well, I've always wanted to work with children. I know it's really interesting to be with them. I've been to college on a course, and I've had work experience with children as well in a deaf school, with handicapped and hearing children already. It's been really interesting, and that's why I've come here today. Now, I'm the same, but I really want to know how deaf and hearing children actually compare with each other. You know, they're different ways of life. You know, there may be some deaf children here, some hearing children here. And just to see how they get on together, it gives me more experience. Because for my course, I need to have observed things a bit more to see how they communicate together, if they can or if they can't. And I see that they can. They both have signing, and it's a great part of our course. We learn this way. And we've got lots of things here for them to play with. It's sort of giving them experience of playing with. Lots of different toys. And it gives the parents a break too while we watch them. And they can go off onto the conference. But they have them for an hour so that we can have a break. Now there's both deaf and hearing children here, but what's just occurred to me, do you have a communication problem with the hearing children? Well, there's no problem. The only thing is, I can't remember all their names. I wish they all had labels on them so that we would know who's who. You know, there's so many children here, you know, they want you to do different things with them. You have to go to the toilet and so on. We can't always leave them out. We've got 2 babies here as well. One's 7 months and one's 8.5 months. We've got different age ranges. It's really great. Everything's going really well. It's marvellous.
Hi, bad. I feel good. Yeah. Let's go to bed. Let's do it. Stop. Stop.